Hey everyone, what's up? How are y'all doing? This is Karen Oliver. Welcome to my channel, Life Coaching with Karen. Thank you so much for everyone tuning in and coming back to the channel. If this is your first time, if you love this video, like and subscribe and comment and make sure you talk to me. I definitely want to hear from you. And liking the video will share content, and share recommendations for other people. So today, you all, I want to talk to you all about how I became a life coach, and some of you who follow the podcast, I'm pretty sure you heard my story on season one. Again, you all, if you have not um, been able to check out the episodes, you still can. If you've never heard any of the episodes before, you can check out season one and season two and season three. We just rebranded our name. It is now Fearless Daughters Podcast. So you want to make sure that you type that in. And actually, to be honest, I'm just going to leave a link for you guys from Spotify. I'm going to leave a link so you can catch those episodes. We are in season three and we just released a new episode last week. But some of you all who don't know me or never heard my story about how I became a life coach, how I started walking in my purpose. Because before, to be honest, you all, I did not know what I wanted to do. I was clueless. And I'm just going to be honest, like sometimes when we don't know what we're supposed to do, we are clueless because we're like, oh, I don't want to do that. I'm just going to be content with just doing the status quo. And the reason why we say that, the reason why we say we're content with what we're doing as far as, working a regular 9 to 5 or whatever the case may be, is because we are we have not identified. That's what I'm trying to say. We have not identified our purpose yet. And 9 times out of 10, we're already either exercising our purpose or and we don't realize that that is our purpose, that is standing right in front of our face, and we don't realize that that is our purpose that we've been doing all along. And pretty much I fell victim to that. As far as I remember years ago, back in 2012, 2013, I think it was probably like somewhere around 2011 through 2013, I was like, mm, I remember people would talk about different businesses, and different people were talking about becoming an entrepreneur because they already knew their purpose. They already had identified their purpose. They already had found their passion, not knowing that that was really their passion, not knowing that that was something that really stuck to their heart, that was like their baby. And sometimes you don't have a whole lot of passion about it. You do it, but I do believe you can't do something that's dear to your heart and not be passionate about it. You can't honestly continue to keep doing something over and over again. You're sleeping about it, you're thinking about it, you're every word that comes out of your mouth, you're breathing about it, but then you don't want to fulfill it. I do believe you have to have some type of passion there and some type of excitement. It's just that you don't realize that is what you're supposed to be doing. And sometimes others can see what you don't see. I'm going to say that too, because I was in that same predicament where there were people that were outside that knew me and would share characteristics about myself. And I would look at them like, oh, really? Because I didn't realize that at first about myself. It's like you kind of know, but then you're like, oh, okay, well, maybe they just, really, maybe they really see that in me. But, you know, as far as you yourself, you're like, okay, that's what they see about me. I remember a lot of people that are close to me used to tell me that I'm a good listener and that I'm a great talker. They was like, you communicate well. And sometimes we don't understand. Sometimes when we do communicate well, we still got to make sure that we're listening. And I talked about effective communication at the end of last year. That brings me back to bringing up that topic in that episode that I talked about. And you don't just want to communicate well, you want to be able to listen well and understand how you're communicating, when you're communicating, and making sure that when you're communicating, that you're communicating at the right time. And so, me telling you all this, y'all, I didn't say none of this. I didn't think of none of this before because, like I said, I was clueless and I was kind of, um, kind of like out of sync. I wasn't in sync with my purpose. I was kind of out of sync because I'm just like, okay, well, yeah, they say I got these good characteristics, and I love talking to people and I love helping people. But to me, I'm thinking, oh, it's just from the kindness of my heart, and that's just the person that I am. But realizing and stepping into that realm, saying that is your purpose. And sometimes we walk around the fact of you've already identified it, you're still just looking away, because I used to be the one that say, I don't want to be an entrepreneur. I don't want to have to handle this and that, and not realizing that once you get your feet wet, and once you start really growing, you're going to be able to get the help that you need when you get in that right season. But sometimes in the beginning, you've got to know how to maneuver and put your hands on things so you can know how to run your business as well, so you can be able to delegate it to others when the right people come along. And that was just my whole notion. I don't really have time for that, but that's because I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. And when I failed, when I identified my purpose coming into the pandemic, leaving out of 2019, coming into 2020, because like I said, it was something that I had been doing since 2017. And like I said, a couple years before that, 3 or 4 years before 2017, I was like, yeah, I mean, everybody's talking about business and becoming an entrepreneur, and people talking about getting back on track, and I'm just looking around like, oh, that ain't me. That ain't me. Be careful what you say. Everybody has a purpose. Everybody has a destiny. You just have to identify it. And I, as a coach, as a life purpose coach, that's what I actually teach on. Um, Identifying your purpose and tackling your purpose, tackling your love for purpose, and tackling what's been connected to you all along. So I have courses on it and I teach on that now because, like I said, I was in that boat and I was in that same situation. It's just like we can't teach something if we've never been through it, if we've never failed victim to it before. And I hope that makes sense to some of y'all. So I was one of the ones where I'm looking around like everybody like, oh, that's good, that's awesome. But you sitting there like you sitting there like everything is all good, everything is all fine, and everything is all fine and dandy when really it's not. Really, you have a purpose. You have not identified it. And like I said, 9 times out of 10, we've been working in our purpose all along. It's just that it has not been tapped into, it has not been activated. Um, and you're turning away from the fact of that is me and that is who I am, and these are the people that I need to help. When you identify your purpose, identify your niche and who you're going to serve, boom, you stepped into it, and it don't stop there. It keeps going. And so I don't want to get too much into my course, but I will share the course. I will share just like a mini course with you all on one day. I'm going to see if I can schedule something maybe next week to do this with. But yeah, back to the story is that when everything became quiet, when everything shut down, and when I became quiet and got to a place where I didn't have any more distractions, and that was what people, places, and things. um I began to study myself, begin to analyze myself, and knowing who I am, who I was called to be, who I was called to serve, looking at my characteristics and everything that was connected to me. And I stepped into studying life coaching, and I went into purpose coaching because it's more defined. Life coaching is like a whole big circle, right? And we have a lot of different areas in coaching, and then we got things that are a little bit more extensive. But the reason why purpose coaching was connected to my calling and to my serving of women is because I know that I am a woman, and I was in a stuck place. Not only that I hadn't identified my purpose, even though I was exercising in it some, I also had blockage. There were things that was blocking my purpose, and I had to let go of those distractions. I had to let go of those distractions and everything. And I'm like, aha, so light bulbs coming all around me. Light bulbs just start coming on. And it's like, aha, Karen. And from then on, it was like nonstop, back to back, studying, researching. I began to take classes. I began to get certified. And I've always been a person that I've always been in healthcare. And so I wanted to stay in the healthcare realm as well. So I started taking some classes at the Institute of Health nutrition school. So of course there's a lot of doctors that's doing courses. One of those doctors that I listened to was Dr. Oz. I took some of his courses and some more doctors that some of you all may know about, and then some other doctors. And so they talked about the not just the nutrition side of it, but they talked about the healthy mental side of health, because a lot of people think of just losing the weight, um, and that's not all. It's a lot that comes with it before you lose the weight. And so I took up integrative health and nutrition coaching. So it's like a two extensive part to it. And so I got certified in that as well. And and I also actually took courses and got certified at Transformation Academy as well, as far as I took my health and life coaching there, and then went back and took a deep dive into life purpose coaching. And so the reason why, like I said before, that purpose was connected to me, because like I said, I know that I had been in seasons to where I hadn't identified my purpose. And even though I was working in some of it, I was ignoring the fact that, oh, that's good for you. I used to be one of them to be like, oh yeah, I'm so happy for you. That is awesome. But then on the inside saying to myself, like, that is not me. Um, I'm not gonna be doing, I don't have time to be an entrepreneur. I don't have time to deal with the hustle and bustle, because we know sometimes we don't want to deal with things that take process, but everything in life is a process. Okay. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love being a coach. I love being a coach. I love being a mentor. And like I said, when I dived in, I didn't even realize that I was going to have more than one business, and I am an entrepreneur over more than one business. And actually, I'm still growing because they are still new. And but my coaching, that was first, and I started the coaching with the podcast. That was first because that was my destiny. And then that's when things start opening up, and I start seeing clearly that I only wasn't going to have one business. And it's so ironic because I knew it wasn't me. I knew it was the hand of God that was on my life, and he knew that what I could take, and he knew that I can handle the process. That don't mean we're going to have a smile on our face every day about the process, but because it's our baby, because it's our purpose and destiny, because it's our call, we have more passion and more love to put in it. And then there are days when we don't want to stay consistent, but we end up being consistent. There are days when we don't want to be committed, but we end up being committed because we have that extra strength and we have that extra push to keep us going and to keep us moving. Nothing in life is easy, but like I said, I wouldn't trade it for world. I wouldn't trade it for the world. If I look back 5, 10 years ago and I'm like, I wouldn't have thought that I would have been here. But I love people. Even though we all as people, we don't get along because we're all human. It's human nature. We all have different personalities. We all have different characteristics. And sometimes we don't always get along. But that's normal. That's life. But when we can come back at the end of the day and we can love one another, that's all that matters. When we can sit down and talk about our problems and talk about, how to get to the root of something, and it's up to two people. But as long as you do your part and say the other person is just not ready, as long as you did your part, that's what counts. Because you don't want to say, well, I'm not doing my part because they didn't do theirs. Effective communication and being a listening ear, being a willing vessel counts. And I'm going to say that it counts when you're willing and when you know that you need to do the right thing on your end. So, like I said, I'm a lover of people. I love helping. I love listening. I love giving advice. I love receiving advice because all of us, to be honest, we don't know it all. So some of us, we have to have mentors too. We have to have business coaches and et cetera as well, because we all can learn from each other. And so I love that. And so what I'm saying is that I wouldn't trade it at all. And once you step into that realm of, okay, I know where I'm at now, then and I trust and believe you're not going to stop there. You're going to keep growing and you're going to keep moving. And things are going to take time, but it's going to be well worth it. Because when you get there, you're going to be like, wow, I made so much progress. And you want to cheer yourself on daily, daily, daily. So, like I said, going on 3 years now, like I said, I just started something new. Even coming into 2023, but it wasn't something that just came in 2023 this year. It was something that had already been given. Like when I stepped into my purpose coming out of 2019, going into 2020, I received in 2021 two more businesses that I was going to be an entrepreneur and business owner over. And I started planning. I was planning in 20 and 2021. So, like I said, everything didn't come a trickle all at one time. We have to plan and we have to make sure that we have a strategy and we have to plan for things. And we have to step out on faith, because sometimes we can be like, whoa, this really, you're going to be uncomfortable when you know that you're supposed to do something, when you're supposed to step out, because fear will try to hold you back. Do not let fear hold you back. Like I said, plan, make your business goals, you know, life goals, whatever, etc. Plan and be like, okay, so we're going to start this year. We're going to get the things that we need. We're going to make sure we connect and network and see what things we're going to do. But I mean, sometimes things may take 3 years or more. I'm going into my third year and I'm still growing. And I've talked to other professional business owners that's been in the business for years or decades, and I've heard their stories, and their stories are so inspiring because they did not give up and they continued to keep growing. And that's what I want to encourage you all, is to keep growing. I know it's something that you got in your hands. I know it's something in your hands that you want to do. And if you need help, I am here. I am here to help you if you need a consultation or something. But like, I just want to encourage you to don't give up, continue to keep growing, but go to seminars, go to conferences. Like I uh went to webinars. Like I said, I talked to professional business owners. I talked to other coaches that's in the same field. They've been professional ICF certified coaches for years. And they talked about the ups and downs, and we will have it. But your purpose is going to be forever. it's a part of you. It is your dedication to serving the people you need to serve and serving yourself. And so, like I said, I love being a coach. I love being a mentor. I love the other areas where I have dived into as an entrepreneur. And like I said, everything is a process. But when you know that you are willing and have the ability to do it, and you know that you're not going to give up on yourself, you know, okay, it's time to go. It's time to start doing. But like I said, plan, and make sure that you take your time. Don't rush. Sometimes we tend to rush with things. I know because I kind of been there before. And don't rush. Take your time. Take your time with things. And because this is a season where, some of us we've been staying consistent and we've been going with the process, and those things are going to pay off. So, becoming a life coach, um, I have so many resources. If you are out there and you have been thinking about becoming a life coach, I don't know, some of you all may have been a therapist, or some of you all may have been a social worker or in other areas. I know a lot of therapists I talk to, a lot of therapists actually, um, some therapists, they are still doing their practice, but some of them came out of their practice and they just wanted to do um life coaching, or they wanted to go into a special area of coaching, pretty much. And I've talked to some of them too, and um they are a great advocate for coaching. Therapists and doctors are great advocates for coaching. And like I said, me being working in the healthcare field, I know this. And so, coaches are needed. They are. And so if you're thinking about it, or you need some insight or just some clarification, or if you have questions, send me a message and let me know. Okay. And so, you all, thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this video, don't forget to like. If you have not subscribed, stop looking behind the trees, stop hiding, and go ahead and subscribe to our family, Life Coaching with Karen. And feel free to comment and share. So I will see you on the next video. Bye.